Today's podcast is in two halves. The one we recorded earlier today with me and Jamie is the first half, and the second is with Zach, which we recorded the other day before the game. But because it was too close to the kickoff, we didn't upload it. I'm saving the new segment part we did for today's episode instead. Before we begin, here's a quick message from our sponsors, Voxy, the pay-as-you-go mobile network that gives you unlimited social media for as little as £10 a month. For a limited time only, sign up to Voxy using the link in the description to receive a £40 reward after only 2 monthly payments, and you'll also be directly supporting the channel. So click the link in the description to sign up now. Hello and welcome back to the Blues Focus podcast with me, Tommy Kelsall, and Jamie Lawler. Good afternoon, mate. How are you?
I'm all right, man. I'm all good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Yeah, it was a good win yesterday, wasn't it? It was
Beautiful.
nice to be have it. Two wins in a row now. Which, even though we had 2 weeks in between, we have got 2 wins now.
Yeah, that's weird. And two clean sheets. I'm like, what's going on here? Like, we're looking all right again. Like, we played nice football yesterday as well. Like, it wasn't just a game of hoofball. It was actually, we tried to get on the ground and knock it about as well. It was great. Player back four. That's what
Mm-hmm.
we learned yesterday.
Yeah, we really did. I think it's starting to show that it's a pretty decent system to play, really, even whatever midfield and attack you play. Back four works. I think in terms of like attacking wise as well, we were much better yesterday as well. We weren't like against Watford, we weren't sitting back and trying to defend too much. I think we created something yesterday, and obviously George Hall's a great example of that yesterday. Do you want to walk us through some of the stuff he did yesterday?
Oh, too many to name, and he was just. I haven't seen. It's been a long time since I've seen a player at that age. Like, he's just so comfortable, isn't he? Like, he takes the
Mm.
ball in danger. Like, I think it was yesterday, there was 3 or 4 Blackburn players around him on the halfway line. He spun round and he was gone. Like, he
Yeah,
just took 4 players out of the game like that. Like,
he
our
did,
goal
didn't he?
literally came because he picked up the ball from a corner kick, burst all the way forward and won the corner kick. That goal
Mm.
has only come because George Hall was determined enough to run and just go and keep going.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He was a big game changer yesterday. Was he man of the match for you?
I think he's up there. I think he's probably, yeah. I'd say maybe Khadra's taken it just for the fact that that goal was unreal
Yeah,
and it shut the Blackburn fans up. And you could see from the word go he was up for it. He wanted that, didn't he?
I was surprised to see that they didn't like him or were booing him or whatever. I didn't really understand it. Really, if you're a Blackburn fan, then comment below because I don't really understand it. I
When you're
thought he
done wiping
was.
your tears.
but the yeah, he was a good player for you, lot. So I'm not too sure. I mean, maybe joining Sheffield United, slight rivals, I suppose, aren't they? But I don't know. It was a weird one. There's the fact that he shushed them in the celebration as well, which is interesting. But yeah, it was a great finish. Took it first time, second time? No?
I
He
think he
took,
just
yeah,
took one to control and then banged it because Colin like
that's it.
whacked it in
Yeah.
the air to him and he just took it down and just smacked it.
Yeah, it was a very comfortable finish, to be honest. Very powerful, driven with his laces. Very like David Davis against Villa, actually. That's what it
Mm.
reminded me of. He, it was quality,
Three
yeah.
bodies as well, just low, hard, perfect.
Mm. Who would you say then is man of the match between George Hall and Reda
I
Khadra?
don't know, because Ruddy as well. Ruddy made some
Mm.
absolute that worldie at the start of the second half. Oh,
I was flying in, that was.
that was going top bins, weren't it? Surely, I had conceded that that was a goal. The guy next to me
Mm.
said the same thing as well. I went, "Oh, fucking thought that's a goal. It's done."
Yeah.
And then
No, it
you just
literally
see
felt
Ruddy
like it.
sprawl in midair and just fingertip it over. You're just like, wow, okay. Nothing was going past him today. I can't fault anyone on that pitch yesterday. I think everyone, Juki again worked his ass off. You know, played with everything he had again. Chong, his work rate was phenomenal. I'm just going to go through all the players here. George Hall was a 9, if not a 10 out of 10 performance for me yesterday. Uh, Reda was unreal. Alfie Chang, he's 20 years old and he bossed that midfield yesterday. He played it
Got
simple.
about
My
him, yeah.
cousin said to me yesterday, and I actually half agree. He said he reminds me of a bit of a Barry Ferguson.
He's got that sort of thing about him, hasn't he?
Yeah,
He's agile, he's quite aggressive, and for a young player as
simple
well.
as
I mean,
well.
is he 20 or is he a bit younger
He's
than that?
20.
Mm.
He's
Yeah,
20,
he's
yeah.
quality. Yeah, he's up for it as well, which is what I like about him. He's
Yeah, he's not scared of a tackle either. Like, he just goes for it.
exactly, yeah. According to FootMob, I don't know how you say it.
Them.
It was John Ruddy who was the player of the match, man of the match yesterday. Um, so yeah, I think that's fair enough. As
Yeah.
second was Austin Trusty, which interesting, really. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think maybe George Hall's a second, really. But Taif Chong though had the lowest rating, 6.8. You surprised by that?
The fact that the fucking lowest rating is a 6.8 though shows how well we actually played yesterday. Considering we knew Blackburn were going to be good on the ball, we know what kind of
Hmm.
football they play. Um,
Sam
and
Gallagher had a
we
Sam Gallagher had a 5.8.
good. He's shit. Like, fuck off, Sam Gallagher. You know what? I actually didn't mind him too much because I know he played for us, but it was when he celebrated at the start of the
Yeah,
season when he scored a pass. I was like, you know what? You were shit for us.
yeah,
And you know what? Yesterday they got a taste of the Sam Gallagher that we had to fucking deal with. So enjoy, Blackburn fans. He's a shit
yeah.
house.
The one that couldn't hit a barn door. Fucking
Yeah, I thought
yeah.
Kevin Long dealt with him really well, and Mark Roberts. Shout out to Mark Roberts. Actually, he's performed since he's come back in the 11.
Yes, yeah. I'm surprised by him myself, to be honest. I feel like I was expecting him to come back from injury and be, his usual self of lethargic and slow. But
Yeah,
yeah, good performance yesterday against the team who were fifth before going into the game. They've dropped down to sixth now. Millwall have gone above them. They're in trouble of dropping outside of the playoffs. They're on 61
good.
points. Norwich are close behind on 57. Couple of wins time, and it's all, we could either go either way really for those two teams. The
It's so
Albion as
tight.
well though.
Anyone 11th in that league could still get playoffs at this rate. I think it is that ridiculous.
Yeah, literally, like Coventry are on 57 as well. West Brom are on 56.
Who drew
Yeah,
with Millwall 0-0 yesterday, I think.
yeah, it's really close actually. I'm looking more at it, and even down to Sunderland, who were in the playoffs a couple of weeks ago, they're 12th now on 54. Even Stoke are slowly catching up, really, on 51. They're only 10 points behind, and we've still got 8 games left to play, 8 or 7, depending on who's got what games in hand. We've got 7 games left to play. With Reading next. After that win yesterday, do you feel fairly confident for us going away to Reading and getting the win?
Yeah, I'm the most optimistic fan though on the podcast, and let's be honest, I've always
Yeah,
said we
I'm
win or draw,
usually
like
the
no matter what.
pessimist.
Um, I, yeah, I think Reading have been in a bit of a free fall state, haven't they? Have they turned it around a little bit lately, or are they still
They are
hanging fire?
currently they are currently 18th, so they're below us at the moment, but only 2 points behind us. So if they do beat us, they will go above us, um, which is a bit shit. But I feel like yeah, we're on a good run of form at the moment. So I think we've got a. I think it's on them really to come and beat us. Really, if we get a point, that's good for us, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I don't. Do you think we're safe? Is my question to you. Do you think we've done it now? What do you
I
think? Do you want the Magic 50 still?
Yeah, well, us and Huddersfield, who are third bottom, have got 10 points. No, 9 points between us. They're on with the same amount of games left. Although they did win 4-1 yesterday, which was quite
Two in the end.
surprising.
Borough got
Yeah.
one back, I think.
Oh,
But yeah,
5. Yeah. Um, I must have just
sorry.
picked up on the score then.
No, no, no.
But
I was literally watching it, and I was like, "Are they about to bottle a 4-1 lead?" I was
mm.
literally like watching it on my phone come through, and I was like, "Are they?"
Yeah, I
Oh,
think we're safe. Realistically, I think even if we lose every game until the end of the season, now I still think we're or at least don't win till the end of the season. I think we're safe.
see,
We're
I've heard rumours about Reading potentially getting a point deduction as well.
Yeah, there's a few teams now, isn't there? So Wigan have had a points deduction. Reading have been rumoured. We're being rumoured as well, but I definitely think that's coming towards next season if it is going to come.
I expect us
Um,
to start next season on at least -9.
yeah, there's a
But
potential
I
that
think
could
there'll be a
be
lot of
happening,
clubs as well. I think there'll be about 4 or 5 of us that start on minus next year.
which is ridiculous, isn't it? You might as well just keep it at 0 because everybody's going to have a fucking points deduction at this point. It's just how
Mhm.
the championship teams are run, really. Yeah, it's. I feel like every team in the championship will eventually come across it because it's just the way that businesses are run nowadays. So you are always dicing with death, really. Is that the right phrase? I'm terrible with phrases.
Yeah, no, no. Yeah, it's dumb. Especially when you have BSHL running your football club, like
Mm.
You know, you're chancing with more than death there, aren't you? Really, you're dancing with liquidation.
I don't know which is worse.
Well, being a blue nose is a life sentence at the best of times. I think we do. I think we genuinely go back to it. I think we do beat Reading. I think 2-0. I don't see us conceding. I think Kevin Long, we need to give him a new year contract right now. Because I've been reading stuff and it's correct. The only two senior players we're going to potentially have in defence next year is Longello and Roberts.
So let's pull up the squad list then, and let's just have a bit of a panic about this. George Friend's nearly retiring. Harley Dean's contract might be up and also is one of the bigger earners. Kevin Long's on a loan. Maxime Collin might be leaving because his contract is up. Mark
Is
Roberts.
Long on loan?
Long's on loan, yeah. He's from Burnley, isn't he?
Oh, okay, sweet.
No, he's not.
I'm sure it's a 6-month contract.
No, you're right. Yes, you are right. That's correct.
So there's no transfer fee there either, so just sign him.
No, that's a good point. I think we will as well, to be honest. I don't think we're going to be that stupid just
I
letting
think
go
it'd be
on
stupid
free.
not to. He's been the outstanding defender in the last month.
Yeah, and he's grown into the game, hasn't he? He's probably got a point to prove. He's probably got a bit of a chip on his shoulder. So fair play to him. He's done really well in the last few weeks. And 2 clean sheets in a row, like you said. Maxime Collin, he's coming up to the end of his contract. I imagine he's going to leave. I'd love to get him back, but chances are he's probably going to move on now. I imagine he might go back to Europe, maybe like France, go back to his home country.
To France for the end of his career. Yeah.
Might do, yeah.
He could do a job in the Farmers League.
Yeah, he could fucking bully an Mbappe.
You put him up front in that league and he'd bang of you.
We should point out, actually, I completely forgot. We're not joined by Zach today. But yeah, just I was on my tongue saying it. I completely forgot about it.
No, it's because you made a dig at Mbappe and it straight away pulled you to that. That's why.
So it's just I knew as soon as I said it, so it was just like I was expecting his voice to chime in and go, "No, what are you talking about? Mbappe's an amazing player. He's superb." But I love how that's become his catchphrase. It's brilliant.
We all need a catchphrase. Yeah. Anyone watching this, by the way, can you post what you think me and Tommy have a catchphrase of, because we can't work out if we have one yet or not.
I don't know. Mine might be I don't know, actually. I know what yours is, though. It's always doing the hand gestures right close to the camera and saying what the fuck's going on.
No, it's only if someone really annoys me. It's just like...
Yeah,
no, I do.
Zach's okay, by the way, though.
Yeah, Zach is fine. He's just got stuff to do, so it's cool, man. We're a trio, but we can make it work with two of us when need be.
Yeah.
No, we're busy people. But yeah, how do you think we'll get on against Reading, Mr. Pessimist?
Well, to bring back my pessimism to the pod, we hardly ever win against Reading away. I can't remember the last time we did win away against Reading.
3-2, Bella free kick.
That's
Bellingham
right,
season.
yeah. And so it's been a while now. No, you're wrong, and I already know. It's actually the John Terrell season. You know, where he scores twice. That was recently.
The only fucking thing he did on his last return.
Yeah, he was fucking amazing in 2016. He comes back in 2020. He's just like, it's just a shadow of himself, wasn't he? But that night he was incredible. I watched that at work, amazingly. Probably shouldn't have been admitting that, but I did. But yeah, that was the last time we won against Reading. Then we lost last season. We lost 2-1. So my point's kind of irrelevant, actually. But yeah, we don't typically do well against Reading away.
It's a ground we struggle at.
We struggle against them as a team, to be fair to them. That's why I was quite surprised. Yeah, I was surprised we beat them so comfortably earlier in the season.
Well, I mean, you say comfortably, but only Birmingham City made that 3-0 lead look difficult still. It was 3-2 walking out of that ground. I was like, how have you got 3-0 up and it still looks shaky?
Yeah, it's surprising. I really don't understand why we struggle against such a poor team.
Andy Carroll was the game changer for him, though. Like, they brought him on, and I remember that. He was just causing chaos. Is he injured? Because I know he loves an injury.
Yeah, he's always fucking injured, isn't he? I'm not too sure about their team, to be quite honest. They are a bit of they're not doing well with Paul Ince at the moment. They've got Scott Dan in the team, quite surprising.
Yes, they do.
They've also got Junior Hoylett, Abdul Rahman Baba. I used to have him in a Chelsea career mode. they've also got some other players who've been around the Championship for ages who I feel like are probably coming towards the end of their career, like Jeff Hendrick, Tom Ince. There's other players as well. Shane Long, Andy Carroll, of course. Shane Long's out
Shane Long
injured.
and Andy Carroll.
Carroll's not injured though. Shane Long is though. But yeah,
Nah, all we need is Mark Roberts going aggressively one header and he'll pick up an injury.
yeah, it might be worth doing that. Actually, just get him off the pitch and then
Take it, Mark.
they do have Lucas Zhao and Yaku
Yes.
Mate. I don't know how you pronounce his name,
Yeah, he's
but
a handful as well. They've got big strikers, that's the issue. Apart from Shane Long, I think their strikers are massive.
they are a big team to be fair to them. Same with Millwall as well. I know we always struggle against them, and they've always got man mountains in the team. But yeah, their quality is not nowhere near ours. That's for sure. We're a much better team than they are. I just feel like they
If we
might
play like we did
outstrength us.
yesterday, yes. If we
Yeah,
play it on the floor though and try and knock it about like we did yesterday, why not? We've got a chance.
yeah. I think we're starting to see the players that we should implement more in the team now. So I feel like I don't know, because Eustace I think has got a little bit less pressure on him now that the relegation doesn't look likely. So I feel like he's more open and willing to experiment a little bit more with some of the younger players and some of other different players as well. So like George Hall wasn't really in the team as much, but since we've sort of relegation looks a little bit less likely now. So I feel like he is going to try and play some of those younger players
It looks
who
like he's planning for next
realistically,
season.
it does, to be fair, yeah. But realistically, those younger players are actually our better players. I
Yeah,
really do believe that.
I agree.
Yeah.
1,000,000% we are.
Because we've
Oh,
got, like George Hall yesterday, arguably man of the match. We've also got Tafe Chong, who's still fairly young.
Alfie.
Alfie Chang, been fantastic since he's come in. Some
Jordan
other
James got
players
his
as well.
standard
Jordan
4 minutes.
James.
Joe Bellingham's back.
To be fair to him, Jordan James had a few more minutes yesterday, but that was only because of 7 minutes added on.
Oh, where did that come from, by the way? Can we go back to that? Where the fuck
Yeah,
did 7 minutes
let's
appear
backtrack for a
from?
second. Yeah, that was ridiculous. That was, even I was like, 7 minutes. Hang
I
about, that's
thought
not
three or
fucking right.
four, because Colin was down for about 4 minutes, maybe.
Hmm.
3 or 4 minutes. I thought, man, maybe 5 or 7. I was like, are you taking the piss? Like,
It's ridiculous. Yeah. Job also made a sub appearance yesterday. It's good to see him back in the team. He's been a bit injured recently. Yeah, I do believe that our younger players are our better players. And that's not a really bad thing because they are our players. Most of them are, at least, anyway.
well, just the problem is now. I said this when George Hall was going off yesterday, and he got the standing ovation. I said we're gonna fucking struggle to keep him.
Maybe it depends how much people think he's worth. Maybe because if he's worth 3 million, I think the club might risk on keeping him for a bit more. If he is worth what people were rumoring him to be worth back in early January times, about 15 million,
Yeah, I
then
say he's at least
we'll
10
sell
mil
him.
plus, that kid.
He is, for the player he's going to become. That's what annoyed me when we sold Bellingham. We got 25 million from him because we were skins. But if we were higher up in the Championship or even a Premier League team, there's no way we would have let him go for 25 million. No way. He'd have been
We
at
got 50.
least he'd have been at least 35. Absolutely. We wouldn't have gone below that. And obviously now he's worth hundreds of millions. We'd never have gotten 100 million for him, of course, unless we were in the Premier League and towards the top of the Premier League as well. But yeah, it's like with Hall, I reckon 15 million. If we do get that for him, I think that's a bargain, really, because we've gotten the most out of him as we possibly can. Because is he going to be worth more than 15 million in the future? Probably not. So we've probably got the best amount of money for him. Jude, on the other hand, we'd never be able to get 100 million from him. But if we were a better team or a more structured and stable team, we would have demanded more from that. And we're only going to see a fraction of that. And also, if he doesn't get sold this year, for whatever reason, then if I'm right in thinking next year's profits or whatever it is, the loss will probably determine us getting a points deduction because we'd have lost over 35 million or 39 million in the last 3 years, which will mean points deductions and stuff like that for next season. So realistically, we need him sold so we can get that 25% of whatever it is, or that money just to go to us not getting a points deduction, which is shit again, really shit. But that's how Blues are, unfortunately.
Yeah, we don't like being negative on this podcast. We don't, but it's difficult not to when these are the realizations that we have to deal with. I do
Yeah,
think if George especially stays, though, we build around him next year.
yeah, that'd be great. I feel like building a team around somebody is something we should aim for. I'm surprised we didn't do it this season.
I'd be interested to see what a midfield looks like with, like, let's say if in a perfect world, all our youth players stay, right? In a perfect world, so don't crucify me in comments. I'm just saying theoretically,
Yeah.
we keep and imagine having the midfield three of George Hall, Joe Bellingham, and Alfie Chang
Hmm.
in 5 years' time when they've been playing consistently and then good players.
Mm.
Jordan James around there somewhere as well. Chong, he's gotten a bit more about him, let's say, in a few years' time.
Mm.
We got a centre forward, a new centre forward because I'd love Duke, but I can't see at 39 years old Duke starting for us still.
If Djukovic is still playing for us when he's 39, then he's either a man mountain and he's still that good as he is now, or we're just so skint then we can't buy anybody else. So literally, if we've still got Djukovic at the age of 39, then something needs to be said about the Blues. Really, it does.
I suppose the issue is, like you said, now we're pretty much safe. We now need to plan for next season. We now need to start mentally preparing ourselves for 3 months of the summer. What's going on at the club? What are we going to do? Who are we going to sign? How are we going to do it?
Have a look at some freebies. I'd say that'd be a good shout.
I know,
Just
but
to
I'm sick
have a
to
look
death
about.
of being Birmingham City, where our whole fucking squad is
Well,
built of free
it's
agents or loans.
well, you can start with that now. So
Oh yeah.
you pretty much you've got new players straight in the door once you've finished the season, and you can work on them immediately. I mean, I think, and this is only one player, of course. Bakuna's brother, Leandro Bakuna, who obviously did play for the Villa, but fuck it, we're literally Villa's retirement home at this point. That'd be an interesting buy, or somebody like that. Get him
So
in. What?
when I did the voice of the Vic with my mate Mike, who watches this pod actually, hi Mike. He because I was talking about our backer, and he turned around on the pod and he went, "Hang on a sec, he wanted to just say something." He went, "Jamie's referring to his brother Jorginho, not
Mm.
the one we've got, because our one is shit." So
Well, he's
I don't
shit for
think they
Watford
like him,
standards, I imagine. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be good to have somebody like him because he's obviously been a Premier League footballer.
and he can play
Um,
right back, can't he, as well?
he can. He's very versatile. I don't know. It's something like that would be an interesting signing. I think. And obviously you can look for elsewhere, and I'm not a fucking scout or anything like that. So people, I think that's a good way to start the new season. Go and look for some free players to bring in, not on too much money as well. I doubt that Leandro Bacuna will be on that much money, but if he is, then maybe don't go for it. And then when the summer transfer window is open and we've bought those free players in, we can then look for other players to properly sign, like some good players. But then again, it's all down to the finances, isn't it, realistically? And that is what drags us down half the time. But if we get some of the big earners off some of the wages, then we can look about getting some more fresh legs into the team. And we might need it, to be fair, because if Colin Dean and that whole back line is going to change, then we're gonna have to do something. We can't just sit around and just hope that it's all going to be all right with the players we've got.
And I mean, if we're going off how the last few weeks have gone, I could probably live with Long and Roberts as starting centre halves next season. I would
Mm.
like to think though we got some, maybe cut deal for Sanderson or Trusty would be wonderful.
Trusty's going to be a
But
bit more difficult, but Sanderson, I think, is Sanderson looks more likely. To be fair,
yeah, in the
yeah,
last 2 years we've had him for 18 months. Like surely he likes it.
yeah, and he came back, didn't he? So I imagine he's probably got a bit of. He likes the players, he gets along with Eustace when he was at QPR last season as well. So yeah, I think and particularly if Eustace stays, which I'm pretty sure he's going to now. I don't think the pressure's on from anything else anymore. So I think he's going to stay. Unless something happens like Chris Wilder gets the sack for Watford, which is possible. They lost to Luton yesterday, 2-0. And also knowing Watford's sacking policies, it might be possible, and if someone else comes up free, they might just go, see you later. We'll go and get this guy instead. And then we'd be like, maybe we go for Wilder, maybe we stick with Eustace. Which do we go for? So this is the second half of the podcast with me, Jamie, and Zach doing our new segment. which we've still yet to come up with a title. So after listening to this, if you've got any suggestions, please put them in the comments, and we'll see if we can come up with the title for it next episode. But before we continue, here's another message from our sponsors over at the Modern Milkman. Join the Milk Round and get a wide variety of fresh milk, groceries and household products delivered straight to your door in reusable containers and recyclable packaging. By signing up using the link in the description, you'll receive £15 off your first 3 weeks, and you'll also be directly supporting the channel. So click the link in the description to sign up now. Now back to the video. Since we've got nothing else to talk about, so basically I've come up with this idea. It's very similar to the questionnaire asked in the Inside the Actors Studio. I used to watch that show because I used to want to be an actor when I was younger. But yeah, I've done the blues theme though. So obviously probably the one that's most well known with that is what sound or noise do you love? But instead, I'm going to ask what sound or noise do you love at the blues? So Jamie, Zach, what sound or noise do you love at the blues?
Can I start with this one?
If
Go
you want
ahead.
to, Zach.
I mentioned it before the pod, but I love Keep Right On. I'm sure everyone does. That's that's nothing controversial about that. That's standard. But I love it when it's slowed down. I think Keep Right On, a slowed down version of it, just sounds so much better. Especially at the end where it's like dreaming on, like everything about it is so much better. That I think
lad.
I know, yeah. I was just like, where's the passion, man?
I think Davo's got a clip on YouTube, and it was sung away at Brentford years ago now. I watched it the other day and I thought, it's just so much. It's 10 times better slow. So might be controversial. I think a lot of people will disagree, but for me personally, I think Keep Right On sounds a million times better when it's slowed down.
I'm not against you on that one, Jamie.
I love it when people go juke, because it does. Everyone must think you're booing him, but when you've got like over 10,000 people go juke, it's just great.
When
And
he's been
it's
subbed on or something, it's class, isn't it?
Or when he just wins a header and the defender's on the floor and everyone's just like juke.
Yeah. Tommy, what about you?
It used to be, and I say used to be because they've now changed it. The turnstile scanner noise, the little beep.
That is
When they
niche.
pressed
Oh, no,
Niche.
I loved it.
Yeah, I
love
yeah,
that. It was great, and they changed
I
it to
know
this
it.
boring like that. It's just like that's boring.
So
Bring
niche.
it back.
I love that. That's so like niche. Like you'd have to go to blues regularly to know.
Yeah.
To know
Trying to get your creative juices flowing, Zach.
Just shows the state of the club, doesn't it? We've gone from
yeah, we're going.
Where's
down.
the club at?
Yeah, I want to give a honourable mention as well to the Who's when players are subbed off. When you've got a full St Andrews and everyone's going Who, that is class. Unreal. The lack of professionalism in this pod today. Wow.
I'm in the midst of a house move.
Disgraceful, Jamie. No, I'm joking.
It's got people launching stuff on my bed. Like, what's going on here?
So the obviously the other question to that is, what sound or noise do you hate at the blues?
I'm sorry being selfish again, but I'd love to start because there is one that pisses me off so much, and
if
it's
you
a
rob
chant.
my one, I'm going to be furious.
It's a chant that I hate. Is yours about a chant, Jamie?
Go on.
I hate stand up if you love the blues. I despise it, and I will tell you why I hate it. I'm watching the blues. I'm there week in, week out. I don't need to stand up to prove I love the blues.
Yeah.
I hate it. It's such a small pet peeve, but I hate it. Another one, like stand up if you want the owners out or hate the owners. No one there's going, actually, I quite like the owners, so I'm going to... Everyone loves the blues because they're there at the blues. Everyone hates the owners because they're blues. I can't stand it. I hate it. And I feel obliged every time to stand up. So this season, and I've told my dad this, and I've made it clear, every time the stand up if you love the blues chant starts singing, I don't stand up.
I haven't stood up for about 5 years to it because it pisses me off.
Honestly, I love blues with all my heart. I'm there week in, week out, in the whatever, right? I love the blues. I don't need to stand up to prove I love the blues. I hate it.
I'm with you on that one, yeah. Rebellious Zach has become all rebellious. This is what this podcast does to you. Because you're fucking annoyed.
I made a commitment many years ago to not give in to peer pressure at Birmingham City because I hate it. There was one game, this was a long time ago, we were back in the Prem. Do you remember we beat Chelsea 1-0, Bowyer scored? It was like our only shot, and was it Joe Hart or Ben Foster? Fozzie had got the game of his life. And I only, like a dickhead, it was snowing, and like a twat, I only wore a shirt. No coat, no scarf. And it was minus. I was freezing. Yeah.
Why?
I don't
Wasn't
know,
it like
because I was
January
young.
time that game?
Yeah, it was freezing. Yeah, I was a twat. My nipples grew nipples that day, lads. I'm saying it was horrid.
Oh,
And from that moment, I thought, I'm never going to purposely put myself in the cold ever again. So when it's
Yeah.
cold and people like stand up and love the Blues, I'm like, you fuck off. I'm quite comfortable actually and warm, and I've got a scat. No.
Yeah. I
No.
feel. Yeah.
That was also my pet peeve, which is what's annoyed me. As soon as you said it, I was like, you bastard.
I know. Sorry. I know we both agree, but I feel passionately about that one, so I had to get it in first. So.
What do I dislike? People telling me that I'm a bad fan because I have the audacity to pay money and go and watch Birmingham City because apparently I'm feeding the owners. That's a pet peeve of Birmingham City that pisses me off.
It's very direct and very.
Not really a sound, but we'll go
No,
with
yeah,
it anyway.
Oh, a sound.
Yeah.
It's a sound or a noise that you hate at the Blues. I can tell you mine.
The referee's whistle. He's always fucking against us.
Yeah, that is a good
That's
point. Mine would be the away fans celebrating. I have dreams about it sometimes, and I can hear it in my dreams. I know exactly what it sounds like.
Away fans singing "Your ground's too big for you." That is my pet peeve.
Yeah. No, I agree that I remember Norwich very well this season when I know Hernandez scored in the last minute, and I just remember looking over and you just hear the and you see everyone going mental, and like you're just sitting there like
like a dick.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. This is a good segment, this Tommy. I want more.
I tell you, I'll bring him up more. This one might appeal to Jamie. What is your favourite curse word to use at the Blues?
I can't say it on podcast, unfortunately.
You can, and I'll bleep it out.
I can't. I can't bring myself to say like.
My God.
We know what it is, guys. We know it's. Yeah. It's just I don't know what it is about it. Like I don't know if it's been from Birmingham because a lot of lads from Birmingham use it as well. It's just an easily, but it's just it just has more emphasis when someone's being lazy. Like move your, and you're just like
It's quite a sharp ending, isn't it? It's quite a sharp ending.
It's a great word to use. It really is.
Zach,
what's your favourite curse word?
I
don't imagine you swear much at the Blues, do you?
I don't. I get more. No, I don't swear much at the Blues, but sometimes like I don't. But when I do, I get like really pissed off. And there's one moment I remember this season, and it was I think we'd like taken about 3 short corners in a row, and it hadn't worked. And I think Bakuna was on the corner. I saw Chong walking over, and I was like, I swear to God, if you play it short. They played it short. Chong went to pass back to Backer, and it went out for a goal kick. And I remember just going skits at that. And that's probably the only time at Blues I've got properly mental. Like, but favorite.
The only time you got properly mental.
That's once a game for me. I lose.
No, to be fair, no. Like I'm fairly. If Blues, I'm quite good at keeping things like just not going too. I'm quite good at not getting too high if we win and too low if we lose. And I'm the same, I guess, at the time. Maybe I don't know. Favorite curse word to use? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. We'll go with what Jamie said, and I won't repeat it to save you having to edit in a bleep, Tommy. So we'll go with what Jamie said.
My favourite curse word is shit, just because it's perfect to describe
Great
everything.
Word, that.
It is. It's if you're having a bad day, you're having a shit day. If it's a bad corner, it's a shit corner. You know, it's perfect. And when you concede, you got a perfect word for it. Shit.
Yeah.
There you go.
Twat as well. I love twat. It just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
We're sorry to some of our younger listeners and their parents looking over their shoulder right now going,
if you've chosen to be a Birmingham City fan,
should you be listening to this? Is this really appropriate for you?
There's a comment about a month or 2 ago saying, can we tone down the swearing, lads? And now we're doing a segment off.
You signed your family up to be a Birmingham City fan, lad. You brought this one on yourself. I remember when I was about 16, Blues Villa, we drew 1-1 at St Andrews in the Prem. I remember we conceded, and I literally ran away. For fuck's sake! Some guy in front of me turned around and went, "Mate, I've got my kids." I was like, "You brought your kids to a Villa Blues game?
Yeah,
are you joking, mate?"
Like, what do you expect at the football?
Did you look at him like?
I know. I mean,
I think we were swearing quite a lot on that podcast that we were doing. Actually, I think we were going fuck that, shit this, and
I
everything.
think
Just
the
like,
only thing I'd say to that, Jamie, is if you're in the family stand, I do kind
Well,
of get
Gil
it
Merritt.
because you're in an environment where you probably expect you'll still get it, but you probably expect less of it. But if you're sitting anywhere else, like
Merritt
just
lower,
expect it.
next to the inbred
Yeah.
fans as well.
I think James Collins scored that goal as well, so that
Yeah,
was
he
even
did.
worse.
Rat.
Ugh, hated that man. I'll try and do some other ones. Favorite word or phrase at the Blues? Not swear words.
Well, I feel like this is targeted towards me to say the word superb, but I'm
No,
gonna choose superb.
I like that, but the question sort of is like, what do you like hearing whenever you're at the Blues? Like something that reminds you about the Blues.
Goal for Birmingham City, scored by number 10, Lucas, and then there's that. We'll go with that whenever there's
Mr. Blue
a
Sky.
goal. Or that is a good
That's
shout.
a song. That's not.
Even actually at the start when the announcer guy goes,
Yeah.
"Come on, you Blues," he always does it
Yeah.
very well, doesn't he? He always gets
Well in
the
Rich.
Blues up
Well in
right.
Rich.
Yeah, is that Rich?
Mm.
Well done,
Yeah.
Rich, smashing it, mate. So yeah, I'll go with that. Come on, you Blues at the start. Courtesy of Rich.
Actually,
yeah.
because this is Blues and we're all fucking negative and we can't think of anything positive to say. Least favorite word or phrase to hear at the Blues. I've already got one that's already in my head.
Go on then.
Lower tiers.
Yeah.
Whenever I hear it, I just go, "What now? What now? What's going on?"
Yeah. I don't know. I hate some of the ridiculous opinions I hear at Blues, and everyone's entitled to an opinion, but opinions can definitely be wrong. I hate the saying an opinion can't be right, yet an opinion definitely can be wrong. And some of the opinions you hear are just ridiculous sometimes. Not that I can think of any off the top of my head, but you just hear some at the time and go, like you just turn around and go, mate, what? Like what are you watching? So yeah, I'll go with ridiculous opinions.
After the Middlesbrough game when we lost 3-1 at St Andrews, I think I told you about it the pod after. The most negative old man I have ever met. Like every single thing that went wrong, he was bitching and crying. Jordan James, bless him, I think it was one of the only times he got a start in the season. He gone through two people, tried to slip the ball into someone. He just got intercepted. He turned around and never seen the hype with this kid. He's never been that good. And I'm literally like,
really, the lad's
Djukovic won
18.
about 12 headers, and he's like, don't know why we played Duke. He's shit. I'm like, literally, my mate turned around to me, Franklin. He literally looked at me and went, I'm gonna punch this guy in the face in a minute. I was like, fine. He was like, no, I'm literally gonna punch him.
The most ridiculous opinion, like Djukovic is a club legend for us, and then Jordan
Yeah.
James, he's made 50 professional appearances at 18. He's now in the Wales team. He's doing pretty well for himself. There should be a good amount of hype around him, given what he's done so far at the young age of 18. So yeah, stupid opinions.
I had someone the other day outside the Royal George try and interestingly tell me that they think Maxine Collins been overrated for 5 years, and I was like,
just feel your blood
I've
pressure
seen a
go
few
up
people,
and your heart beats.
I've seen a few people slag off Colin recently. So, I mean, I think we've all made our opinions clear that we'll speak highly of Colin. I think,
Of course, yeah.
I think his time's done though after this year.
For
Really?
him,
Not because we don't. Yeah, not because we don't. No, not because we don't want him. I think he's going to go at the end of his contract.
I agree.
Yeah.
Not because we don't want him. Fuck me, I'd happily have him till the day he retires. But I think he's just in his mind. He spent 5 years here. He's tried and lower prem, top championship. He could fit into He could fit into a top championship team, surely, even on the squad.
I wouldn't say lower prem.
In the squad, he'd fit in somewhere because he's always been consistently a 7 or 8 for me. He very rarely has a mistake in him.
I'd say Colin. We are Colin's level, to be honest. I'd say lower to mid championship. Personally,
no.
Would you say higher?
No, I reckon he could play even in the lower teams in the Premier League. I think he is that good.
I could see him in Everton. I could see him at Everton.
I think if he could, if he could, he would have gone 3 years ago.
I think you'd be surprised at how good Maxime Collin can be, actually, because
I don't disagree, but he'd have gone 2-3 years ago if he was lower prem. He would have.
Look how good he was when him and Jota were on point together.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like two players who are easily Premier League or were Premier League standards. I think Maxime Collin could play for Everton. I think he could play for Fulham. All of those teams. I think he could.
He'd at least be on the bench. He'd be in that squad.
See, I think highly of Colin, but I think he would have gone years ago if he was Prem standard, and I think he'd still have interest now if he was Prem. I think Colin's found his level, lower to mid championship.
Ready
personally.
for another question?
Yeah, go on.
I've got loads of these, by the way. so we
Sorry,
can-
I'd be really interested to as to what people think of Colin there, because I have seen so many mixed opinions on Colin recently. And as we've all said, we think he's been a fantastic servant. And if you two think lower to top championship, lower Prem top championship, fair enough. I think I think he's about at his level. But I'd be interested to hear what people think, because he really does divide opinion, I think, between Blues fans. You either love him or hate him.
Leave it in the comments below. If Blues weren't from England, which country would you like them to be from?
That's a good question, that.
Well, it depends. Would
Jamie,
I
go on.
also be born in Birmingham at that point?
Well,
Would I
I don't
also
know.
be born in the country that it counts in?
Yeah, I'd say so. We'll go with that.
It's a good question. I mean, I love the snow and the winter, so I would say Canada, but games will be called off every 5 minutes, so can't really
See
be
the
Canada,
Blues, that
can
would be for sure.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. That is
Spain.
a good question.
Spain.
I think we'd
Spain.
insult Spanish football culture in terms of.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It'd be
Anywhere near
fucking incredible, wouldn't
the
it?
Spanish team. Imagine.
You're playing Barcelona in 2014 or 15 when they've got the prime of like Iniesta and Xavi, and you're just full sending it to Lukas Djukovic. You'd love to see it.
Oh, that's a really good question. Like, that's properly got me thinking, but I really
Italian?
don't think I could tell you.
Oh,
We
yeah,
could- we could do
he's
Italian
whipped
football.
mine now. Yes,
Oh,
I'd
you are.
want to be from
Maybe.
Italy, yeah, because the Italian league. If you watch Italian football, I used to watch Italian football. I don't know, but that's a fucking quality league. Serie A and Serie B are just fucking brilliant leagues to be in. I tell you, and the weather's amazing, food's amazing, the people are fucking great. I love them. I'd definitely be from Italy.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. We'll go
Anywhere but the
Blues in
French
Italy.
league.
Yeah, fuck the French league. We'd be in.
Farmers League.
We'd be in the Champions League if
We'd
we're
be
in the
top
fucking
four
French
every
league.
year. Yeah, they're crap.
Fucking giving Kylian Mbappe a run for his money.
Oh, not this again.
I'll double foot him.
We're not doing
I'll
it. We're not
I'll
doing
take him out. Take him out for 9 months. Double foot him.
it. You meet Christophe Dugarry in a lift. You've got time for one question. What is it?
Oh.
I'd just cry and say, "Can I have a picture, please?" I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I wouldn't be able
I'll
to
do the
compose
same.
myself.
I'll do the same.
I'd probably just
I'll do
thank
the
him for
same.
all his time at Blues, cry, "Can I have a picture, please?" and then send it to you in the WhatsApp and never fucking let you live it down again. But
I'd love
yeah.
to see. I'd love to see a photo of you stood with Christophe Dugarry, and you just got like the most bloodshot eyes I've ever seen.
You're like praying to the heavens. And everything. I'd ask him on the pod.
Oh God!
I'm always thinking
Shoot
of the
your
people,
shot.
me. Always thinking of the people. What would you ask, Tommy?
You miss
Go-to
100%
meal
of the
deal?
shots you don't take.
It's true. That's true.
I would ask him, how'd you grow your hair so long? Maybe, I don't know, because I'd quite like to rock a Christophe.
I would love him to just look at you dead in the eyes and go, "Just grew it, mate."
Yeah.
Stick with it.
Because I don't know, it's difficult. I thought of it because it was like, I think I was trying to get a way of asking him a question that wasn't just like, "You're all right," or something, or like, "What room are you
You're all right. That's
staying
your
in at?"
question done now.
Yeah.
How's it going, son?
I think, yeah, I would ask him, how did you get your hair to be that long and so gorgeous looking? Anyway, if Blues were to release a fragrance, what would the scent be and what would it be called?
These are good, you know. If we were to release a fragrance and it had to have a certain scent.
I would just say Andrews, and it just smells like rubble.
It would be called Fight to Survive, because I feel that's quite poignant for Blues, and it does sound like a fragrance or something, like Fight to Survive by Emporium Armani or whatever.
By BSHL.
What would it smell like, though? That's the question. Oh God.
I thought of one now. I was thinking for
Bovril.
ages of trying to think. I was thinking, right, this is what my fragrance would be. It would be a package. So you could buy, the packages would be from the number 17 to the number 21. So it's like you could buy the 17th one, the 18th one, the 19th one, 20th or 21st, and it would smell of disappointment. There you go.
Okay,
That's mine.
good. That's good. I like that.
What does disappointment smell like?
sweat and tears and baby
Blood.
and shit.
Yeah. Oh God, you might as well just.
What I'm trying to think of when I go to Blues, what can I smell? And it's normally like
Bovril.
all the different food vendors outside
Yeah.
That smells
the
good,
stands,
though.
but you don't want to smell like hot dogs. And
No, you don't want to
chips,
smell
though,
like
do ya?
onions, though,
Yeah,
do
but
you?
it smells
Fight to
peng when you're
survive,
walking
and
in.
it's gonna smell like oh god, I don't know. I really don't. That's such a good one.
A mitre football.
Smell like a
Yeah,
marble.
good shout. Oh, you don't want to smell like a football.
This is only hypothetical, Zach. It's not actually
No,
going in the shop
no,
window.
Well, yeah,
This
this is the Blues Focus new brand idea.
There's one thing about a hypothetical, and I always like it to be as accurate as possible. Like this is
Fragrance by
This is
Zach.
gonna happen. Fight to survive, number 17 to 21, or whatever name we want to go with. And yeah, we'll go with it smells of disappointment, just sweat and tears and blood and all that rubbish.
We're doing another one or a few more?
Yeah, I'm enjoying this.
All right, this one's
yeah, keep firing. I'm loving it.
this one's gonna rack your brains a bit because you're gonna have to try and think of it all. If you were to rob a bank with 3 other Blues players, past or present, who would be your getaway driver, your locksmith, and who would be on crowd control?
Oh.
Crowd control 100% Garine Endor.
Oh, really?
Absolute shit house. Imagine him, he'd just push people back, wouldn't he, all day long?
That's true.
What were the other two?
Were
The
the
getaway
options,
driver.
sorry?
A getaway driver, a locksmith, and a crowd control. Someone on crowd control. Cow control, fucking hell.
I'd go George Friend as the locksmith. I feel he's quite a smart bloke. I think he's got he's got a degree in sport journalism or something. So I'd go him for that.
I've got it.
Other two.
I've got
Go
my
on.
getaway driver. Robbie
Who's your
Savage. He's good at getting out of shit
Oh.
situations.
Good choice, yeah.
I like that.
And who was doing the robbery with you?
Yeah,
Was
so
that the other one?
it's you and 3 other people.
So my
Who's
crowd
on your-
control's Garine Endor.
Mm-hmm.
Robbie Savage is my getaway driver. And then someone to do the robbery with me.
Who's your locksmith? That's it. So
My
who's breaking the
locksmith.
lock? Yeah.
So who's good at... Yeah, that's a tough one, isn't it? Christoph.
Christoph
He was good at opening tight spaces and them defences, you know what I mean? Like, he was...
You know what I'd go for? I'd go for Michael Kieftenbeld on a getaway driver because I feel like his driving's about as erratic as he was as a footballer. I'd go Kleb as my locksmith because I feel like that's the type of person. He looks like he could break a lock, you know. And I'd have Stephen Carr on crowd control. Zach, you're on mute. You got to have Stephen Carr on crowd control, haven't you? Well, with that big loud voice.
Yeah, no, but I'd rather Garine Endor just punch people in the face at a big 6'4" mountain.
Well, Stephen Carr's got a shorn-off shotgun. You're bound to whoever's got a shotgun.
Actually,
really.
no, I wouldn't have any footballer. I'd have Jack Kelsall just going like
that. You shall not pass.
Just simply just stood there, just.
What were your answers? Sorry.
Michael Kieftenbeld on getaway.
Yeah.
Alexander Kleb on locksmith.
Oh, okay.
And Stephen Carr on crowd control.
Yeah, I like all 3 of those.
What was yours again, Jamie? It was Dougarry on locksmith.
Dougarry on locksmith, Robbie Savage on getaway driver, and Garine Endor on crowd control.
Very good shout.
Go on, Zach. What's yours?
I don't know. Yeah, George Friend locksmith, smart guy. I like Kieftenbeld getaway driver. Oh no, you want someone quite composed behind the wheel.
Kieftenbeld just flies in. He'll just fly your car at 80 into like a police car.
Kill us all in the car.
I literally thought myself, he'd get away quick, but like we probably end up going into a wall or something.
You'd get out the car, but you wouldn't be alive. You'd be flying out of it.
You get out like, you know how like what's his face out of Breaking Bad comes out of the hospital.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Walter White.
No, what's this guy who runs Los Pollos Hermanos?
Oh,
who dies at the end of it?
Breaking Bad. How can I not remember?
Gus.
Gus Fring. Gus.
Yes. He Hector blows up the place and he walks out
Yeah.
like that. I imagine that's how I would come out of that car with
Yeah,
Michael
yeah,
Kiftenbeld on the
yeah,
getaway, just walking away with like half my face
yeah.
hanging off, and then just
You
like
know what?
collapse.
You know what? I'd go Jude as a getaway driver because he's
Ooh.
very he's calm and composed in big situations, in big games. He's got the experience, big moments, and yeah, he's got a cool head on his shoulders. So Jude getaway driver. George Friend Locksmith. I'm saying very present players, but that's because I've watched them more. And what was the last one? Sorry.
Crowd control.
Getaway, yeah, crowd control. That's it. Yeah.
Um,
I just feel like you've got to have a big loud voice on there. That's why I went car.
yeah, I'd
Who
agree
has,
with that.
or actually, one person who I do vaguely remember because I didn't go to many games in this time, Thomas Kujak had the fucking loudest
Yeah,
voice I'd
true,
ever heard in my
actually.
life.
That is true.
I sat in the very far end of the cop, and I could still hear him from the other side of the pitch. Literally, it was
Yeah.
big Polish voice. It just fucking
Yeah.
boomed across it. It was like, wow.
Yeah, we'll
Imagine
go
him being your
Kujak.
manager.
I'll go Kujak. I'm having that
Yeah.
one. Thank
I'm
you.
pitching that one up here. We're doing
How many
another
more you
one.
got? How many
Oh,
more you
mate,
got?
I've got absolutely fucking loads. I was at work last
Have
night.
you?
So I was just thinking, oh, that's a great idea for a second.
Working hard or
Did
hardly
you-
working, you know what I mean?
Were you like? So are you just spinning the questions off the show? Have you made these all yourself? Like,
No, the ones at the start were, because they're like the
yeah.
same ones that they do for every actor. But I was sort of thinking about them. I was trying to think of other ones that were sort of more blues related, and then I just started making them up as I went
That's
along.
really good. Yeah, let's finish with one more.
If you were to start a band with blues players,
Oh god.
who would they be, and what instruments would they play?
A band.
Yeah.
Lucas Djukovic is singing because I
Yeah.
don't know if anyone's heard
I
that
was gonna
voice.
say on the guitar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Duke can play guitar and sing. He can do rhythm guitar and sing if he wants because that man can sing.
All right, we'll go Juki as the main man,
Mm.
and then what were the
Are
other
you-
sections? So
are you-
who do we?
Who do you pick, and what? Well, if you start a band with some of the blues players, it doesn't have to.
Yeah.
It can be past or present. Who would they be?
Yeah.
What instruments would they play? You can choose yourself to be in this band, by the way.
Don't know what. I feel like
Obviously,
Harley
you are
would-
starting this band.
I feel like Harley would be quite good on the drums.
Maybe, yeah.
He just looks like he just random guys who goes mental.
And like a
Yeah.
bandana around his head, like
Yeah.
that. Topless, leather jeans.
Yeah,
I know
we'll
what you
go-
think about sometimes, Tommy. But
We'll go Duke as the main man, singing, bit of guitar, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Who else? I don't know. That's a good question. You
You
got
gotta-
any ideas?
Well, I was going to say Duke on rhythm guitar, yeah. I don't know who'd have on bass. I don't really can think of some play. Maybe John Ruddy.
George Friend.
George Friend, yeah, maybe. I think John Ruddy would be good to have on bass because he'd look like a bass player. Some circular
Yeah.
glasses on him, like that. That
Yeah,
would look funny.
That is
Um,
true.
I don't know.
Um,
What else? Hannibal did the guitar celebration, didn't he? With that.
oh, very
Yeah.
good shout. Was that meant to be like a banjo or something? I got more banjo vibes.
I don't know. I just got like the that sort of thing with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. In that case, Duke can sing. Hannibal can do that.
I'd like
Bloody
Lucas
bass.
Djukovic. Yeah, I'd like Lucas Djukovic to be dressed up as Liam Gallagher with his hands behind his back and singing into the mic up there.
Yeah, that'd be class. Does this band need a name?
The next question I was going to ask actually was what would your first album be called?
Relegation and vibes.
Yeah,
Sounds more like a grime record, that does, you know.
Yeah, so what you get is you get Eustace and Jukovic just both sat there like that on a grime picture, dropping fire.
Yuskovic.
Yeah, Juskovic. What has this pod become?
This is the best pod we've ever made.
I go Groundhog Day. Same old blues. Not the last bit, but I just called it Groundhog Day because we are in the same boat or position every year for the last like 8 years. So Groundhog Day for me.
No, I'm put on the spot to think of something relatively witty. I don't know, something like I want it to be like a football term though, because like be like in the middle of the pitch or something, middle of the pitch or some shit like that. I don't know. There's people are bound to come up with some better ideas than me, and
Yeah,
I'm gonna end this podcast, and then somebody's gonna come up with something great in the comments
best
below.
idea. Yeah.
It's like Trevor
Comment
Francis
below
on.
some of your answers to the. If you've got a good answer, if it's shit, don't bother. We can't be asked. No, I'm joking. Just comment your answers to some of these questions, and we'll have a look at them.
We're gonna have some more in the next episode afterwards,
Yeah.
after the
I
Blackburn
enjoyed
game.
that. How we've done an hour-long podcast with how limited things we had to talk about. We've done quite well. So thank you, Tommy, for those questions, because
No
you've
worries,
single-handedly saved the episode. So
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Blues Focus podcast. We'll be back either on Saturday or Tuesday, depending on the turnaround. Hopefully, it'll be back to normal, all three of us, next week. Thanks for listening. Keep right on.